Hi, my name is Valentina Ordóñez Beltrán and I'm going to talk about Jimena Hoyos. Jimena Hoyos is an actress that was born in Bogota, Colombia on 1977. She has worked on movies, TV shows, and theater. She appeared in a movie of 2006 called The Devil Wears Prada. And she also is an incredible artist with amazing abilities for sculpture and photography. But this is not the reason why I choose to talk about her, and this is not the reason why I know her. I know her because of her activism. She is working and she's dedicating her life to protect homeless dogs in Colombia and to raise awareness of the struggle and the suffer these animals have to pass when they're living in the streets and being ignored. Like she puts on her Instagram description, her charitable institution called GOZQUES was created in honor and in memory of her dog named Zico. I knew this because I followed her a couple of years ago on Instagram, but I didn't really understand what it meant until she published a TikTok that she did, well, that was recorded in October 2017, and it's called Transforming the Pain. In this TikTok, she starts talking about Zico and how she found him. She said that he taught her about the real love, the purest love, and she found him on a street of Colombia called the Caracas Avenue. And well, the Caracas Avenue is a street in Bogota, and a sector of this street is known for selling animals. So I guess that's where Zico came from. She said that she found him on the street. She found him on a cage. The cage was so small that Zico could barely move inside of it. Um, he was just 1 month old. He was so small, and she said that it was love at first sight. She fell in love with him since the first time she saw him, and she decided to rescue him and to adopt him. And everything since then was amazing. She felt protected, she felt loved, she felt secure. And the years passed, and she decided to go to live to New York in order to study acting. That was her dream. She went with Zico to New York. She said that it was an amazing journey, but that Zico started to feel sick. So she took him to every vet she knew. But no one could tell her what was going wrong with Zico. At the end, the causes of Zico's illnesses was that he was born in a dog breeding. These are places that are used, that where people use dogs in order to make them have babies and babies of the same breeds. This brings a lot of consequences for the puppies because these dogs are born without gene variability that causes genetic illnesses. She did everything she could, but Zico couldn't support anymore and he died. It was a shocking experience for her. She felt alone, she felt desolated, nothing was working in her life. She was angry with everyone, with everything. She had a relationship, it ended, her career wasn't working, and it was because she wasn't feeling okay. Her mother called her from Colombia and encouraged her to go to Colombia in order to help her to build a restaurant, to fix a restaurant. So she wasn't doing anything, she wasn't feeling fine, and she agreed to to go to Colombia. In Colombia, she started to feel better because she started to feel useful. But at the same time, she was acknowledging a problematic that is dramatic here in Colombia. There is a lot of stray dogs in Colombia, and she felt devastated about this situation because she said that she saw Zico's eyes in every dog she found in the streets. So she decided to do something for these dogs. She decided that she was going to take pictures of these dogs, not with a professional camera, with a camera that she found it, but that she wanted people to notice the situation that that these dogs were living. So she took her camera and started to take pictures of them, and people were received the work really well. Then she created an structure that was like a food container, a public food container for dogs. She installed it in outside of the restaurant she was fixing with her mom, and it was a success. A lot of dogs went there and eat food, but it was so expensive because the dogs were eating a lot of food. So she needed to find a way to manage this situation. Well, in order to finish the food that uh, was on the containers, she decided to sell the pictures she was taking from the dogs in order to raise money to buy food for the container. Then she said that she found a lot of angels that helped her in her cause. She found someone that proposed to her to make a exposition of the photographs that she was taking that add a lot of people to the cause, that uh, make visible the problem that was happening. Also, a vet from Barranquilla told her that he used her container in his city and it was a success, but that he had a lot of technical issues that he wanted to add to the models in order to make them better. So that's where she noticed the impact that her project was doing. She was inspiring people. She was making visible the problems that these dogs were living. And nowadays in Colombia, there are 500 of these food public containers for pets. Thanks to her work, thanks to GOZQUES, 8,000 dogs have found new homes. They are no longer in the streets, they are not suffering from indifference, from hunger, they're not feeling afraid, they're not sleeping in cold nights, in rainy days. They're just being loved the way they should be since the beginning. She has inspired a lot of people. She is educating people. That's what she's looking for. She's educating children in order to make them understand that it's our responsibility as human beings to take care of these animals. For me, it's so inspiring to see her journey. I knew about her, but I didn't knew the story behind Zico and behind GOZQUES and everything she passed through. It, it, it must it it was so hard for her to lose her beloved dog, but she transformed all of this into something that's worth it, and in something that honored her dog, the love he gave her, and I think it's amazing how she used a platform like Instagram, like her online store, in order to generate a change that is needed, it's necessary.